Oh, I kind of felt like I was about to throw up. That's endo for you. Endo in a nutshell. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am not somebody who gets super excited or overjoyed about most things. I think for me personally, I am pretty calm pretty much at all times. However, there has been one thing in my life as of recent that I am very, very excited and have been indulging the majority of my time in. So I came home from work the other day and my mom had surprised me with a book, and I will show you guys a close-up, but it is Femme Truth Endometriosis edition. And before I even opened a page in this book, I was extremely excited because, you know, endometriosis isn't talked about that often, much less there aren't a lot of books written over it. So I had never even heard of it up until the point of my mom giving it to me, and I was just really excited to open it up and read it. Femme Truth is a compilation of over 20 women sharing their stories with endometriosis. They go into the diagnosis process, what their symptoms were, struggling to respond to treatment or get doctors to listen to them. They address the gender bias in the healthcare system. Each story is a couple pages long and it goes into pretty great detail about each woman's experience with endometriosis, and I just wanted to share with you guys some aspects of this book that have brought me a lot of comfort and might bring you comfort and might encourage you to read this book because I think it is kind of life-altering. One aspect of this book that I really enjoy is just the reassurance that I am not alone, and I know that I have touched on that a couple times in past videos, but this book has really just kind of hit home in that aspect because anyone with a chronic illness, whether it's endometriosis or not, I feel like it is very easy to feel a great divide between you and the general population. I personally have struggled with feeling alone even in the endometriosis community. I have felt somewhat discouraged because out of everyone that I know personally in my life who suffers from endo, I'm the only woman who hasn't responded to any sort of treatment, has not had some significant life after excision surgery by an expert. I feel like everyone else is just getting better and moving on with their lives from this disease, and I feel like I am the one unlucky girl who just cannot seem to find anything that helps. However, every single woman in this book who shares their story has a story very, very similar to mine, where they have done everything possible in their control to make themselves better and it just doesn't seem to be working for them. There are girls in this book with stage 4 endometriosis, adenomyosis, PCOS, and about 8 other reproductive diseases that you can think of. And although I hate knowing that there are other women out there who are having to suffer as much as I feel like I have suffered with this disease, it is very comforting to know that I am not alone and I'm not the only one who seems to be struggling just to have a pain-free day, just one pain-free day. Another aspect of this book, which I think is one of the coolest things to ever happen to me, is the mentioning of Ken Semir Vu, who is my doctor. I talk about Ken Semir Vu a lot on my channel, but he is phenomenal, and once you find a doctor that actually loves and cares about you, you just kind of want to bring it up at all times. For those of you who don't know, Ken Semir Vu is ranked top 10 in the world for endometriosis excision surgery. That's really hard to say. Endometriosis excision surgery. If you know anything about endo, you know that excision surgery is the #1 way to go. It is the best possible route you can take in terms of treatment and pain relief. And unfortunately, it is very, very hard to find a doctor that actually knows what they're doing in terms of excising endometriosis. It is very complex. Obviously, the endometriosis can grow very deep-rooted into your tissues and your muscles. It can also be extremely widespread and can attach to pretty much any organ in your body. And not a lot of doctors know how to go about removing that in a way that is actually beneficial to you. That's why most surgeons that you come across specialize in ablation surgery. It is a million times easier, but unfortunately it does not provide nearly as much relief, and your endo is pretty much guaranteed to come back. Before seeing Dr. Semir Vu for the first time, I knew that he was ranked top 10 in the world, but it's really easy to take that label and it's kind of hard to process just how many lives he's probably touched by being top 10 in the world. It's just kind of a cool title to have. Whenever anyone asks me, I'm like, oh yeah, my doctor, top 10 in the world. And that's basically it. That's the extent of that. However, in this book, and I think it's even in the foreword before the book even really starts, there's so many thanks being given to Dr. Semir Vu, and it is kind of mind-blowing because it really puts into perspective for me personally how much he has changed other people's lives. Just the amount of women in this book who had, by the time they got to him, felt completely hopeless and have had a million doctors tell them that they were just gonna have to live like that for the rest of their life. And then having Dr. Semir Vu go in and completely, not completely, but like fix them to the point where they can live a normal life is like absolutely mind-blowing to me. And there's actually, near the beginning of the book, a woman who shared her story who also shared a picture of her and Semir Vu, and I will also film a close-up of that because she didn't mention him until the very, very end of her story. It's literally like the last paragraph of her story that she mentions him, and she gives like the full rundown of like finding this doctor who's very far away and, you know, visiting him and how he completely changed her life. And then I flipped the page and I saw that picture and I was just like, so that has just really put in perspective for me that I am in probably the best hands I could imagine. I'm very thankful that out of all the places in the world he could be located, it happens to be in Atlanta where I live. It is just very comforting to know that there are women with cases more severe than mine who have had their lives completely changed by Semir Vu. So if you have endometriosis and you are located in Georgia or any surrounding states and are looking for a doctor, I would highly recommend Semir Vu. He is the most compassionate, caring doctor that I have ever come across. I think any woman out there who battles with endometriosis should read this book because I think a lot of what is said in there combats our daily feelings of feeling like there's no way we're going to get better or feeling like we're completely alone. And you know, this is coming from women who are experiencing it alongside us. And so it's very reassuring. I also think it is a phenomenal book to read if you don't have endometriosis but want to learn about endometriosis and you don't know where to start. This is literally like 25 women's personal experience with the disease and how it has impacted their lives, and I think that it can provide a lot of insight to help people learn as well. There's also a lot of good resources in this book. A lot of the times at the end of each story, most of the women in this book have websites or blogs that are dedicated to endometriosis and bringing awareness to that, and some of them will just have like their emails listed below and will like add a little note of like, hey, if you ever need someone to talk to, like feel free to like vent to me or rant to me, I'm here to listen. And so if you are also wanting to get additional resources or just have people to talk to, this is great for that as well. I know that books can be expensive, so if there's anyone out there who is watching this video and wants to get the book but doesn't have the money or, you know, resources to get that, I would love to send you my copy. I do write and underline in my books, so if that doesn't bother you, feel free to like send me a message on any of my social medias, or you can comment down below. But I would love to be able to share this with anyone without any obstacles in the way preventing them from doing that. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I feel like a decent amount of people who are in my following have endometriosis or some other reproductive disease, so I just thought it would be beneficial to share. Hopefully this wasn't boring. And because I spend so much time on the internet researching endometriosis and the stories behind endometriosis and had never heard of this book before, I just wanted to kind of give it some attention because it deserves it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I contemplated not doing this because I'm not a review channel, and then I remembered that I'm a lifestyle channel who primarily focuses on endometriosis, so I thought it fit. If you liked it, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. If you really liked it, feel free to subscribe to my channel down below for more content and get this book. Alright, adios guys.